Now then, I've missed the beginning again of the Alfa Stelvio that we're doing at the moment. I get too excited, they turn up, they come in, I discuss with the client what we're going to do, and then we just get amongst it, things come apart, everything's flying everywhere, and I forget to video the beginning. So I'm going to show you around it now, but it's kind of 50-60% done now. So yeah, I'll show you what's going on, I'll show you what Stu's been doing, I'll show you what Jamie's been doing, I'll show you what I've been doing. Brief explanation midway through the build, and then we'll do a run round when it's complete. We aren't recording this as we go, because we're recording the Turbo S as well as we go, and it's a bit much. Alright, but I will get this shot now while it's kind of half and half, and I'll take apart the boot for you because that's together at the moment. Show you what's going on in there, show you the doors, talk to you about the plans. Alright, should we go and have a look? Also, I'm shooting pretty old school today because we're using the camera that we originally started using for some of our videos a long time ago, because it's extremely light and much easier to get around the workshop. I think we've just gone too big with the camera, which is a typical YouTube mistake. So yeah, there's the Stelvio. Not a car we've worked on before. And here's the boot. I'm pretty sure this just slides out. Underneath there we have our Audison AV 5.1K, AV Quattro, Bit 1 HD Virtuoso down there, and then all of our, you can ignore this, is our tuning cable, but all of the cables, it doesn't actually look like they're in, but they are in. This is to link the sub up. There's Stu. You alright, Stu? What are you saying? There he is. And that's his amp rack. If we go down here, the doors. Now this looks a little bit crazy, but we've had to do things in this way because these are made up of a plastic frame with like a lattice to strengthen the plastic. So we've had to get bits and bobs inside there as much as we can. We've had these off as well, and the outer door skins are done. Jamie's just under the dash there. His cables have just gone through into the door, and then he's sending cables up to the vent holes, because the mid-ranges in this car are going to be in the vent holes, which are here, where it's stripped down into multiple pieces, but they're going to sit inside there somehow. We'll figure it out. And then up here there will be that goes around here into there. There'll be a building there with a TH violino. So we'll have a TH sax in the door, TH voce in the grill hole. We were going to try and keep it so we could move them, but we can't, so we're not going to do that. And a TH violino too on the thingy bob there, on the sail panel, which as you can see goes all around the bloody door. Is crazy. And then we've got a DAC going in there, so we can get fibre optic straight to his DSP, and then the OEM system will be mounted in there as well to the DSP, so that'll work. And yeah, from there, well, Stu's just working on the, actually should we go and have a look at him? He's just working on the sub box now. He's having a Isatar 1200 in this one. That driver there, see one of the best subwoofers in the world there. It's fantastic. What are you doing, Stu? That's the sub box. Right there. We're we're gonna shut that door because it's horrendously messy in there. But when that's done, really basic sub box in this. It's all about the capacity of the box, the strength of the box. It's not a visual thing in this. Yeah, I mean, it'll look, it'll look nice. It's just, it's not being flushed in. It's nothing custom. So yeah, I'll catch you when it's done and we've got some sound playing. All right. So that's it. Stelvio's done. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the sub box out, show you under the boot floor, run you around the front end, show you parts of the system that you can see. There's a little bit of fabrication in this. The sub box is custom made. It looks like I don't know, like something off the shelf, like not something cheap. It looks really nice. I'm really happy with the sub box, and it fits in with our client. He wants to be able to just unplug it, take it out. It's got a Velcro base on it. At the moment it's taped because we want to put it in a final position when it's completely finished, so only when it goes out on the road, because once our sort of box is down, it's easy to get it up if you know how, but it's tricky to move it around into position, so it just held down quite well. So yeah, I'm going to scooch around the car now, take the sub box out, show you under the floor like I've said, and have a buzz around. Let's go have a look. So this is the sub box. Not too sure how well you'll pick that up right now because my son's doing its best to see that. So this front face is removable. Behind there's an Isotar 1200, incredible subwoofer. No rear speakers in this. Well, the OEM ones are in there, but we've turned them down. And then under the floor, fits perfectly under the floor. Distro, Bit 1 HD, Virtuoso, 51K HD that we've removed the digital board from, gone back to analog. Quattro bridged for mid bass, hence the RCA sitting the way they are. And then distro at the back there with fusing and cabling. Now this space here is for potential extra amplification for rears if the client should feel like he needs it. It was a little bit of a gamble for him not having had a system before with no rears. So here's what it looks like with the floor in. And then onwards to the front. First thing you'll see is a custom tweeter build. Now we were planning on making this entire thing and then painting it and stuff like that. Now doing it this way with a layover, or what we call a layover, means that we have to do minimal work to this. We just have to make an aperture for the tweeter to sit through. Now we've done this a number of times now where we create a build that looks like it's grabbing hold of the tweeter, so the side is exposed. On a tweeter that's as pleasant as the TH Violino, we want to kind of show a fair bit of it. Doesn't look unclassy in the car, so we take you around the side of it. I'm not too sure if you'll yeah, you can see that roughly there. You can see the sort of side there that's exposed, and then you can see it from the other side also. So, and that's a, it's a fully handmade piece, a molded back, molded front, things like that. Then possibly the coolest part is the mid-range in the outer vent position. Now these vents have been blocked off. This was a a plan between us and the client, at his request, and we've made it work. So he's not too fussed about losing those vents. He's still got his top vents for demisting, and he can use his central vents for heating the car up. What we've done is we've folded the tubes back and sealed them, so the speakers won't be getting hot, or there's no air. Obviously we don't want the pipe on the back there. And then, so following on from that, if we look up top there, make sure you can just see the ring for the DRC. So that is right there. DRC up on the screen like that's proven to be quite popular with ourselves and our customers. You know, they're really easy to get to there. Same this side, and the mid-range there. Now the only question we had on this mid-range was, because this is now pointing sort of slightly across the car, but a little bit less on axis than we wanted. So we wanted to test it first and see how it works, and it works really well. So yeah, then we've got a lightning cable here that we've installed for direct to DAC, direct to DSP, sorry, which goes through a DAC, which allows a high resolution input straight to his processor. So, you know, we all know factory head units are lossy. Regardless of what integration we do, we can only make them as best as we possibly can. But it never hits the mark of a dedicated digital input source or a dedicated DAC with an analog input source. So yeah, we've done that for him, and that is, you know, again at his request. So he will primarily use that source. It won't be a secondary source. In most of the cars that we build, they are at what we call an indulgence source. So the OEM head units for everything, but when you're on your own and you want to just listen to that system and sort of, you know, get your sort of best value from it, you just disconnect from the car, disconnect from the world, just plug your phone in, listen to music and go for a blast. Like that's the ideal, and that's the idea, you know. But this one, you know, Manuel wants to primarily use that as his, you know, well, his primary source. The OEM unit's a secondary source in this car. So yeah, that's the Stelvio. It's had some of our sort of top installation. I'm pretty sure I've shown you the doors, so therefore I'd probably have to cut this bit out. A little bit less on the installation side in this one, but you have seen it halfway through, so no complaints there. But yeah, fair amount of work, fair amount of time gone into it, and when everything's shut down and you know, it is in the way it is, it kind of is unobtrusive or unintrusive in the car. You know, it's not that much of an issue. So anyway, I'm rambling. It's Friday, it's Good Friday. You won't see this until later, but have a good Easter, and yeah, take it easy guys. I'm Carl, it's your studio Incar.